Welcome back to You Live. We are here with Lily Richards. How are you doing today, Lily?
Great.
You just had good news on Twitter.
Yeah,
oh my
I love
gosh.
Twitter.
You love Twitter and the possibilities.
It just like jumps normal people up to next to celebrities.
It's great. It's a very I don't know. It's
utilitarian.
Oh, good for stalkers. That's what I was going to say.
Great
for stalkers.
I had a great stalking experience.
It is good. With Ryan Adams.
Ryan Adams, yeah.
Obviously.
Who's here for a concert on Thursday, I think. Is it 2 nights or just one?
I don't know.
I'm going on Thursday, super excited. But I saw that he tweeted, this is fascinating for all of you, I'm sure. Settle in.
Some Ryan, settle in. It's going to be a long one.
So I saw that he'd tweeted about New Zealand saying that he loved it already and he'd only been here for a little while and it was beautiful. Good call. So then I realised he's on Twitter, so I just at him.
Yeah.
I at him.
Yeah.
And I said, if you're around and you're in Auckland, come to Unity Books.
Exactly.
And he said,
did your
yes.
voice intonate upwards at the end of it as well?
Yeah.
Exclamation,
Did you like totally
exclamation.
come? Did you hear you twirling your hair in the tweet? And you're like, hey.
Well, I thought I had to put something in there rather than just like a blind plea. So I was like, well, if you want some literature, come to Unity Books. But also because we have like Cold Roses and all the music on high rotate.
Yeah.
So that was enough.
Fantastic. Well, I hope it happens.
So if you like Ryan Adams, we reckon you should just come and hang around Unity Books.
Totally, just loiter. I do have friends who love Ryan Adams so much that they would do that. Now, what have you brought on today? Because we've seen couple of books.
Couple of books.
I like the colours.
Such. I know, isn't it pretty?
Yeah, no,
like Connor.
I know, I like the colours.
Pretty colours. Do you want Mary can that?
Wow.
Beautiful.
The Flame Alphabet.
The Flame Alphabet, a novel by Ben Marcus. Simple, yet very effective.
Simple but effective is my favourite phrase ever.
This is a book. It's an amazing book. Half of it's really good, the other half of it's a little bit average. I have to be completely honest.
I hate it when they have
Is there like a particular page where it shifts from?
Pretty much just in the middle, I would say.
I hate it when you can't even will yourself to enjoy like a book or even a movie. Like you're like, oh, I love this first part, but then
movies are easier because you can be more passive. You
That's
can
true,
what else would I be bothered doing?
But you're actively reading this and going, oh,
it's taking the time.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about it because it definitely has merit. It's a really interesting premise. Ben Marcus thought about what it would be like to lose two of the most important things to you. So he's a father and he's got kids, so kids obviously terrible.
Yeah.
But also he's a novelist, and so losing language would be really difficult for him. So the premise of this book is set in a future America, which is kind of like, it feels a bit post-apocalyptic, but the apocalypse is a contagious disease. And the disease spreads from children, they figure out. The contagious zone is from children. Jewish children, no less.
Oh man, just add that one.
Do they need to be Jewish or?
Well, the whole point of the book is it deals with concepts of blame.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to find a topic to do with blame, you can't go past the Jews.
Can't go past that.
No.
Just straight to that.
So Jewish children are originally to blame, but it spreads to other children as well. And what it does, and you're never quite sure, and this is the kind of terrifying, creepy part about it, is exactly what the disease will do. But you seep from all sorts of places. There are adults passing out, you can't breathe, your tongue hardens and locks in your mouth, and eventually you can't speak at all, and any kind of language is toxic, written or oral, spoken. Begins with children, but it's other adults that you speak to each other, and it's
how's it spread?
Virally.
Virally. From the mouth.
Verbally.
Yeah, verbally. Okay. So should we have a wee look at the a clip of
it's like an animated clip, and this is the first few lines of the book, and you'll get an idea of how it feels as well.
It's scary.
Be warned, children.
Be warned.
In the beginning was the Word, and it made people sick. The day my wife and I drove away, leaving our daughter to man the house, the electric should have failed. The phone should have died. The water should have thickened in our pipes. When it was no longer viable to endure proximity to our daughter, that day should have been darker, altogether blackened by fire. That day should have been visibly stained at the deepest levels of air, broken open, sucking people into oblivion.
Terrified yet?
Yes, that's a freaky thing.
Hard to believe. It's also quite funny, the book.
Oh yeah. Hilarious.
Hard to believe. But the way that he writes is really amusing. And I would say that the criticism of the second half kind of letting itself down is that this author, Ben Marcus, is very experimental and very theoretical. Lots of his other work has been totally in the sort of theory department.
Yeah.
And this is his attempt at kind of having more of a narrative and a plot, and he totally sets that up beautifully in the first half of the book, and then he lets someone who's looking for those kind of paths to follow, he lets you down because they don't really go anywhere.
Right.
But really, the first half of the book is pretty interesting. And if you have someone, or you yourself are interested in like reading Thomas Pynchon or David Foster Wallace, any of those more experimental people, then I think you'll really appreciate this.
Fantastic. Ben Marcus, the
Flame
Flame
Alphabet.
Alphabet. Very groovy cover, my mum would say. Funky fresh.
Look at your mum, she
Funky
always
fresh.
comes up.
I know.
What would your
always
mum
comes
do
up.
now?
I know.
She is
Whenever she
the
comes up,
raddest
Tim's
woman
like,
in the
yeah.
entire world.
I've met her. She's
We
a great
talked
lady.
Oh,
about-
no, she's so rad. She's so much
The last
cooler
time
than we are.
the last time we talked about it was when how on the first like day of a month you do a pinch and a punch and she'd come in. You're a mother and you have to do this because it's just the best thing.
Okay.
Like when you go to wake up your kids from school, you're like, hey, for school, you're like, hey, good morning, pinch and a punch for the month, and you run out. That's what she did, and it's just the best thing. Okay, so.
Shouldn't be doing that, but anyway.
You got to get in touch with your more competitive pinch and punch side.
Right.
Let's go to video, and after that, we'll be talking about another book. Who would have thought? What is it that we're going to? Please play Amy Winehouse. Scott says, "I love her."
ED
Thank
loved
you.
her. She's dead.
Back to black.
Back to Black.
Yeah.
It's a sad one.
It's good though. It's good video.
All Amy Winehouse said.
No, Our Day Will Come was cute.
I
I feel like that one.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I feel like that one. This is my
Did you know-
passive-aggressive way of saying,
Yeah, no,
play
you're doing
Our
fine.
Day Will Come.
Did you know that Me and Mr. Jones
Yes.
is written... Do you know who the Mr. Jones is in Amy Winehouse's case?
No.
Nasir Jones is a Nas.
Ah, classic.
One moment, please.
One moment.
Our day will come.
This is
Okay,
sort of Amy
yeah, here it
Winehouse.
is.
And actually give a bit of tease of what we're going to be talking about next.
It's a bit of a question
Whoa.
mark as to what we're going to
Great
do.
cover.
Whoa, good cover again. Our Day Will Come there from Amy Winehouse. I was just waiting in
I love how
anticipation.
professional you always are, and I'm always like...
I think you're like, oh, I'm gonna get
So it's so weird when you come in from nothing into
Have
like,
you seen this show, and particularly this particular show? You would not call me professional if you saw me. I was
seen
eating.
it occasionally.
I ate chocolate in the first 15 minutes.
Part of your
And
charm.
it made you heavy breathe. I heard.
It just built up some mucus. Maybe I'm dairy intolerant. Anyway, we're here with Lily Richards from Unity Books, and we just had a wee chat about Ben Marcus's The Flame Alphabet.
Nice.
Which is great cover, another great cover, and.
That's all I need. I just need to bring in books with really good
You
covers.
really do. No, but that was a bit of to me, it sounded like a bit of a creepy, scary book, all about children spreading this kind of weird virus that stops people from talking.
With their language. It is a really creepy thing, and it puts you in a really strange place. But one of the biggest aspects of that book was playing around with what would happen to us if we didn't have any language to communicate with. And so the second book I brought in was a book that I read ages ago. It's not super old, actually, but I think it is out in paperback now, however this one's a hardie. And it's called The Interrogative Mood by an author called Padgett Powell, who's an American...
Did the question book? This thing is mental.
It is amazing. So it's a book entirely made up of questions. And relatively solid little book there. How many pages have we got? 170?
So let's have a look. Open up a random page, I feel.
I'm going to read to you.
Oh my
'Cause I
gosh,
know
she's
how
so
much we love-
professional.
I don't know. I know how much we love me doing a reading.
Look, post-it note. Are you a person who draws, who would write in your book?
Yeah.
You did.
I write... Do you know, someone said to me once, a book is a consumable object.
Very good. It's not
great.
some weird thing that you have to put on the shelf and be like, keep
No,
it
I
pristine.
Fold pages and write notes and...
Absolutely.
Because you forget, it's an experience, it's like a journey, and you forget as you're going, after you've gone through it, kind of what happened along the way if you're not super aware, but if you leave little signposts... And
It's a great idea. I'm going to totally start doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So I'll give you an example because it's very hard to understand what this book could possibly be like and how it could not be annoying. But it is not annoying. In fact, what it does is really illuminates yourself to yourself. So you've got you imagine this, you're reading it to yourself, so you're not reading it out loud. But this is just a random example actually. What period of history most interests you? If someone knocked on your door and handed you the leash to a large standard poodle and said it was yours, would you resist or acquiesce in the receipt of this animal? Would you rather see a clown act at the circus predicated on cartoon violence, or see a big cat getting a good swipe at the lion tamer and cut him badly?
That's awesome.
And it just goes on and on and on
It just goes on and on.
And you just have to be like, wow, what do I do there? And so you just start creating these amazing fantasies in your mind.
Mind maps, yeah, of what you would do in all of these
And we've just
instances.
found like 40,000 poll questions as well, so...
Yay!
yeah.
For me, it appeals to that thing when you're young and you do those little questionnaires and surveys about yourself, like every year and stuff. And it's just so much fun, like actually, like...
And like the Vanity Fair Proust questionnaire and
Yes.
stuff, like when were you happiest? Because they're so simple, but they're so revealing. And instead of reading a series of interviews with someone else, you conduct this interview with yourself.
Yeah.
And because we're so sort of not investigative about ourselves often, this is a really clever way of getting in there.
So why would you want to?
Not
You know-
born in the year of the dragon, Tim.
You know, I'd
good
love
year.
for Jacob to write a book like this.
Oh, Jacob.
You don't even know. Jacob is this person who came onto the app and asked all these questions and then disappeared. He's from Hamilton. And
16?
we asked, yeah, he's 16,
No
and we asked all of
punctuation.
our musical guests all his questions, like really amazingly, like almost insightful questions, like, do you have a favourite hat? Do you
Nice.
not? Do you get annoyed when people click their pens over and over
Do you
again?
like the smell of petrol?
Do you like the smell of petrol?
Who's the best person you've met in real life?
Yeah.
Ever?
Do you have a push bike?
In real life.
Yeah,
I
in
know
real
he made the
life.
distinction because he was on a virtual thing.
Anyway,
Yeah, this is very much like this. Jacob, this is for you.
Jacob,
Well,
get into it.
If Jacob turns up, we'll buy him a copy and send it to him. I'll personally
Fantastic.
buy him a copy and send it.
Awesome.
Done.
I understand that. Would you ever get the paperback at Unity?
Yeah, we should have some in stock actually, but I can't remember. It was a little while ago. I went through a big phase of selling. Didn't sell at all, strangely, before I reviewed it.
Awesome.
When you were it was.
Well, two fabulous books there, Lily. I hope Ryan Adams comes into Unity Books, and if you
I'll
want
tell
to
you
stalk
next
Ryan
week.
Adams, yes, and tweet it if he does. Get a picture.
Loud and proud.
Absolutely. Let's go to the break, but after the break, we're going to wrap up the polls. Thank you very much, Lily.
Pleasure as usual.